Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey, MMK, hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July, and me and Teresa here today. Today, we're going to get into a few things. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Gypsy Diamond. Hope you get well soon. Sorry you're sick. And real quick, before we today we're getting into questions, and I said we wasn't doing anything more on the movie, and we're not, but I do want to say that got so many comments and read them all, and like I said, it was you know, everybody has their own feelings, and that's great. That's why we do this, and we can all talk, because the bottom line is we all love Elvis, and it goes to show that we all see things different from different point of views. So hey, I loved all, like I said, me and Teresa loved all the comments. And appreciate y'all.
And your mom and daddy did do a review on the movie on their channel, EFM Elvis Fans.
Yes,
Matter.
well, they're going to actually do
part
a couple.
2.
Yes,
right.
They are.
Oh, and well, you know, the first question is kind of about the movie.
Okay, well, just
Kristen Thorne. How do you feel about Lisa and Priscilla praising the movie?
Once again, like I just said, I mean, everybody has their feelings and sees and feels about the movie the way they do, and I mean, if that's the way Priscilla, Lisa, or anybody else sees it, that's your God-given right, and you should never. I've said it before. Be afraid. You know, maybe not a lot of folks, but I can always agree to disagree.
Okay, Margaret Taylor, was Elvis a positive, upbeat, fun-loving man?
He was. I think we talk, and we show that along with just about anybody else that does Elvis videos or books, anything on Elvis. He was, and we're going to get into talking about some more of those stories in the near future. But, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I don't paint him up. Elvis was a man, and Elvis had his problems. Just like everybody else. But as I said, and like I said, I wasn't going to say about the movie anymore, but especially in the later years, Elvis, I mean, like I said, we took vacations, we did so many, and it was always at the spur of the moment, just whether it just be little things are not going anywhere, but ride snowmobiles, golf carts around Graceland, just hang out. In the den, you know, he was always, and always seemed to bring you up.
1031. Did Elvis really eat meatloaf and mashed potatoes every night for a year?
I will say this, he did eat it for a long time. Now, I mean, the exact time, I don't know. Elvis was, and it ran, I guess, in the family, because my grandfather, Travis, was the same way. But he would get on, Elvis would get on spurts of certain things he'd like to eat, and he'd eat it a lot. And with the meatloaf and mashed potatoes, he did. Now, you know, it wasn't a solid year. I don't think nobody could eat meatloaf and mashed potatoes for a solid year. But like I said, and you know, must run in the family, because I've always heard stories about my granddaddy getting on the same sprees. And now, you know, for weeks at a time, you know, he would get on a spree and eat those things. So.
You know, there's somebody else who does that. Our granddaughter Lainey.
Yeah.
The 3 weeks she was here, it was chili, chicken nuggets, and Dorito sandwiches. It was one of those 3 things, or maybe taco from Taco
Bell. You know, you're exactly right.
Yeah, that's so what I mean, for 3 weeks.
It does. See, I'm not in there on that. I'll do leftovers once in a while.
Rarely.
Very rarely. I'm done with it. Once I eat it, I'm sorry. You know, I just don't want it again no time soon.
All right, next question. I don't know if it's Jokey. I guess that's what it is. Joeki. How did Elvis shave? Oh, Jock or I don't know. Anyway, how did Elvis shave?
Well, he.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, and because I've heard that, you know, that early on in times that he shaved with a razor. But for the most part, that I've always heard the stories about and stuff, most of the time he would use an electric razor. So.
Okay. This is from No Name. What did Elvis say about being the king?
He's not the only one. There was a couple of questions of that, and once again, that kind of goes back to the movie, but we're going to answer it anyway. I never heard it the way that it was in the movie. I always heard that Elvis said that there's not but one king, and that's Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying he didn't say, something else, but if he did, I never heard it, and I know my mom and daddy never heard it because they heard him say Jesus Christ, and like I said, that's what in the stories and stuff that we were always told. So,
from Rockstars, is he
Rockstars?
Is the intro fart motor noise an inside joke on Danny? I guess kinda.
If you're talking about the brrr,
yeah,
I can't do it. There you go. Do it one more time. That's who does the intro of the. I mean, how do you say it? The motor car fart.
Yeah, the fart motor noise. Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda.
And that was who?
Plus, it was Rockstar.
Rockstar. There you have it. Teresa is the motor cart fart noise.
Yeah, that was the only sound effect I could find to do myself.
So. One more time. I love it.
Okay. Peter T. What did you think of Michael St. Gerard playing Elvis?
I thought he did a good job. I've stated in other videos and with everything, even this latest movie, I said, Austin Butler, I said my thing about him.
Kurt Russell.
But he, along with everybody else, nobody's actually ever going to get a fair shot. But I always lean and still think to this day that Kurt Russell just, for some reason or another, that I'm, a lot of you may. I even had a comment one that made me think of that, and I'm sorry I can't remember who it was from, but they asked me, said you may laugh at this, but I always thought Kurt Russell did a great job, and no, I don't laugh at it because I agree with that. But once again, there's going to be millions of different answers out there because we all see things and feel the way. And you know what? Thank God we're able to do that.
Yeah. Okay, Vicky. How was Lisa's relationship with Elvis' side of the family?
I'm assuming you're meaning after Elvis's death, but I'll just touch both ways. Growing up and being around Lisa, we were very, very close. Like a lot of cousins. I mean, we shared a lot of days. Anytime Lisa was at Graceland, we spent just almost every day with her, if not every day. Hours upon hours.
Wouldn't she wake y'all up in the morning?
Yeah, sometimes she'd come out. She'd get up forward at the trailer and circle our trailer and holler at us, bang on the window and stuff like that to get us away. After Elvis passed away, I only seen Lisa one time, and that's to this day. And that was at Graceland when Daddy, and I also worked at Graceland along with some other family members. It was just like I said, all that happened so fast, and then we were here and other people there, and Lisa out here, and we just, I guess, come apart. But now, I mean, I've never heard her, say anything bad about any of Elvis' side of the family that I know of, and never really said anything about her. I mean, the truth is what it is. I even made comments in previous videos. What I love for some of us cousins and family get together, and you've heard me speak about Rory Miller and Laura and Amber, Ginger Alden's niece. My cousin Jimmy Gamble. Just all of us Dina, that was all together. You know, at different times at Graceland. You know, may not ever happen, but I mean, I'm up for it if anybody else is. I'll say that.
Draw dog. Did Elvis have certain foods he hated?
Draw dog.
I got your draw dog. Certain foods he hated.
I'm sure he did. I know right off the bat, he did not like fish.
Or shrimp.
Yeah, he didn't like seafood.
Seafoody smells.
Yeah. Couldn't stand it. And that's where me and Elvis has got to disagree. Because I'm a fish, shrimp loving, seafood eating son of a gun. But no, he couldn't stand it. I think it was a lot to do with like I said, the smell, the odor from it, and he just, I don't think, liked the taste. So.
All right, last question. Michael Whalen. Who are some other bands you and Teresa like?
Well, I'll go first. No, Teresa, I'll let you go first.
Well, I always like Duran Duran, Queen, Hall & Oates, AC/DC, those bands like that.
Gotcha. And I'm the same way. Of course, some of mine was that I like. Of course, you know, Leonard Skinner, Boston, Foreigner, Journey, Bad Company, Queen. But let me say this, and I've said it before. My first choice of music is Elvis Presley, and always will be. I just grew up on that type of music and love it. I mean, I love other 50s artists too. And now you say other bands, you know, I like a lot of the 50s music. But Elvis first, and then, like I said, and we all, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
They're going to think I'm weird, but one of my favorite CDs to listen to is the soundtrack to the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, well, 'cause I think
you love it.
Nobody.
You love it.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good
We won't
soundtrack.
get into that, but she threatens me with that because I've watched it one time with her, and
No, I'm talking about the soundtrack. Listen.
okay, well, I've heard the soundtrack too,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, you know, each his own. That's why. Let's go back to again. We all have our opinions, although I don't think yours is.
Hey.
It's kind of weird.
No, that's good.
No, and I have to throw in there other bands. You know, country, like Alabama, George Strait.
I don't like twang.
George Jones. I mean, there's a lot of art. Dolly Parton. There's a lot of artists and groups out there that I have listened to, but I love most all types of music. I mean, there is some music that, and I really won't get in, that I do not care about. But for the most part, I do. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan, like some of his. So, but there you have it. So, y'all, like I said, was overwhelmed with the comments off of these last two videos. And hey, y'all keep them coming. Keep asking us questions. And I want to say, too, real quick, because I keep getting questions, and I don't know, maybe it was like when we started the Memphis Mafia Kid YouTube, it seemed to take a little while. And I've had a lot of y'all ask about Mom and Daddy, and actually blew my mind, didn't know that y'all knew it. But they have their own channel called EFM, Elvis Fans Matter. Go on YouTube, look it up. Hey, subscribe for them and get to see their stories, which, I mean,
So they can keep putting
I'm
out.
going to tell it like it is. And like I said, you know, you give credit where credit's due. I share my stories as a kid growing up and a teenager. But my daddy and mama was with a man pretty much, you know, daddy from the beginning all the way up. And then when him and mama got together, you know, her from there on. And they have got some of the deepest stories that you could ever imagine. So if you really want to know some true Elvis stories, you need to get over there and check them out. And hey, look, y'all, like I said, and subscribe to me if you hadn't.
And like.
And like us, like them. And hey, we're going to be back at you on Sunday with another video. And remember, y'all, we always live Elvis.